Hey everybody, welcome to Force Induction Pro's luxurious two-car garage here. We're going to fill you in on the Barra build on the RX7 right now. A lot of people have been asking about it, so we'll get right to it. Bought this chassis for 200 bucks. It started out going to be a 4G63 swap, and a Barra turned up in Florida, and you know, it's kind of always been a dream, so that's kind of the way it went. The car spent its time getting a lot of the chassis work done, or all of the chassis work for the most part, done at Ricky Chassis. That was kind of the first step into the build, was getting the 750 cage, getting the Ford 9-inch under the car, and going from there. Once I got the Barra, I was lucky enough after a while of searching and trying really hard to get someone to want to jump into a different motor to find Jimmy Bowling. He reached out from Busher Racing. He said, send the motor up here, we'll build it, we'll do whatever you want, and we'll take the time to make sure it's done right. So very lucky to get him to do the motor. It does have off-the-shelf Gorilla rods and pistons. He did do some extra things such as a 360 thrust bearing on it and a Torrington bearing. He was also nice enough to bring the motor down to us for FL2K so we could show up at the event. Alright, so Jimmy brought the motor down for us to get it in for FL2K. We got the motor in 2-3 days to kind of get everything in and put the show on. With making the motor mounts, putting the transmission together, doing the first time actually having the car and the motor together. Alright, so we got the motor in for FL2K. It's enough for show purposes. We got the motor back here, or the car back here, and began working on the exhaust manifold. We got to work here on the expansion tank, the water pump block off. I had a very basic block off plate previously, so we went ahead and designed one to be made out of CNC billet to either be a block off or run a line through for the electric water pump. And then the exhaust manifold's been the last thing we've been working on. So if you've been following us on Facebook and Instagram, the biggest part of this, and that a lot of people have had questions about, is really where this unbolts and how it's held on here. And that's all very specific because of World Cup Finals rules on T4 flange turbos. So right now I have a Borg 80mm on the car, and we want the ability to go down or up. So if I want to go down to a 72 for a street class, or I want to go to a 76, or maybe I'm running some grudge race and want to go to an 88, I have all the ability to just swap out basically this section over to the new turbo. So a lot of flexibility into the actual setup here. So we're working to make sure we do things a bit smarter after our time with cars, and me specifically liking to redo setups. So hopefully this will give us the flexibility needed to hit more events than normal. Sam went ahead and made the end tanks and everything for the intercooler. We've got the tube front here to make everything a bit easier and give us a bit more room. So you can see we've got the radiator mounted, we've got the front mount in here. And you know, still got some work to do, but the engine portion is pretty much slated out, and we have a good direction to go on. Next up, we have a power glide in the car right now. It was set up for the 4G, and we thought it might be good enough to get started, but we were lucky enough to get paired with Hughes Performance, and they were able to get us an SFI approved power glide that's built to handle 1500 horsepower. And that's really what I need, is just to do this thing right and not have to take it apart a bunch of times. So they've got the most experience at this point in the US with the Barra transmissions, the converters. They've done work with Benny Customs and put together some 8-second converters already. So I'm pretty excited about them putting that together for me. As for the rest of the car, we've got the 750 cage done by Ricky Chassis. I'll post some pictures in the video so you can kind of see. We're not going to climb under the car right now, but it does have a Ford 9-inch in it. It's set up to be a stock style suspension, so it's not a 4-link. Everything's made to be street class type of rules. The car does have Bellic 15 by 10 single beadlock wheels on the rear. It's got the Bellic skinnies in the front. Aerospace Technologies brakes on it. We ran custom lines for the brake lines all inside of the car, which is to make our lives a little bit easier. Fitment 41 did the great wrap on the car. We tried that ourselves, and we might be able to do fabrication and wrenching, but that's not for us. So thank you to Fitment 41 for getting the beautiful wrap on the car and getting us going on that. Realistically, we're in the final phases of getting intercooler piping done, wastegates on the car, and doing some wiring to the Fuel Tech. We are running a Fuel Tech FT500. Tony Fuel Tech has been very helpful in making sure we get the extra harnesses and the pieces we need. He's been very helpful along the way. So as you can tell, we're just two guys in a garage, but it takes a lot of people to be helpful and share knowledge and invest into a project to make a goal. So we're very lucky that a lot of people have given us their time and their information and feedback. So we'll have more coming on the car, more information about where we're going with the car. We're hoping to get some feedback from you guys on what you want to see. Obviously, we're not full-time YouTubers, and this is all new to us, but we want to share the cool stuff we're doing in the garage. We have more projects coming. Let us know if you want to see work being done, you want to see fabrication, you want to see mid-build, or just goofing off in the garage type of stuff. Give us the feedback, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon. Thanks.